Hello YouTube, this is Judge Game 44, and we are here to review Cleanliness is next to Endless. Endless? I don't know, it's a pun name. They do this with every title. Anyway, I'm here to review it. Anyway, this is not where I like this episode, one of the best episodes. No. This is the only episode throughout the whole entire series I absolutely hated. I found it boring. I didn't like it at all. But who am I kidding? I guess I'm sounding too mean about it since I'm not even explaining why. So let's get started. The episode kind of starts good. We're pretty much Double D's being wake up by the other two Eds from out the window saying we're late for school. But it turns out today's a Saturday, which Ed and Eddie are getting chased around by, well, Eddie's chasing around Ed, saying, "How dare you woke me up on a Saturday?" With Ed, not from Double D. Anyway, what happened here was they were pretty much running around and going underground digging, which was funny. Since pretty much Double D is now up, he decides, well, wait, it's time for me to get ready, then start my day. He gets himself ready for the shower, which honestly, I do kind of like this part. And then he kind of goes, but he kind of spreads too much about the shower thing going good. Yes, we get you like to shower, but you don't need to do a big speech about it unless you're going to do it in front of people. Nonetheless, he goes in, and pretty much he falls down, but almost. Turns out the whole entire bathroom, I should say, has been completely demolished, disintegrated. Disintegrated. I have no idea why I have a problem saying that. He says those things, pretty much the whole entire bathroom has been erased, where basically if you went in, you would basically falling down into the kitchen floor, because that's literally all there's left. Surprisingly enough, the parents decided to put a sticky note on way beyond the other side of the bathroom in the middle of the wooden bars and saying, "Dear Edward, we're sorry that we almost caused you to fall for your death," and everything. I will admit that's kind of funny, but okay, that's not literally what they said, but they basically explained that the shower needs to be remade and everything they're doing. But really, funny joke, but in all reality, if that did actually happen, why was the door locker removed? Or why was the note not even put there? Do you agree with me just for Double D not to know? But still, it was just a joke and everything. Anyway, that was not the problem. This is when I started not liking it. This is where the whole entire episode is focused around. He goes to Eddie's house while he's trying to get a few more hours of sleep, and Eddie just barges in and asks for the shower, and then he goes on more and more explaining that what happened, and pretty much explains he's pretty much not even letting Eddie sleep. But honestly, I'm feeling sorry for Eddie here, and pretty much he completely says, "I have my own toilet and everything, but I still need my own towel, but do you have a cotton? I only do cotton and everything," and pretty much he's just losing and just saying to himself, "That's it," and just throws him out the door. Which was kind of boring. Of course, we got a grown-up joke with Eddie blocking a manatee in front of Ed's face. But none of the joke with that. Pretty much windbag, Eddie says, and he slams the door. As for Ed, is pretty much saying hi, and pretty much he's got leaves on him. Anyway, he says he needs to find a shower. So he goes to Jimmy and Sarah, which Jimmy and Sarah, surprisingly enough, they did their own scam for once. Ketchup, melon curls, duct tape, waxing, sorta, and pretty much, I don't even remember that soup thing with the noodle soup. Pretty much relaxation, like a mud bath or something. Anyway, nonetheless, they are pretty much opening up a spa, and pretty much he only asked for a shower. Sarah said that they have an opening in 3 weeks, however, though, that's not happening. I do kind of like the trick that he pulls on Sarah, but you know how it happened. So, anyway, he goes to asking Jimmy for Sarah, and pretty much he completely ruins the salon by getting him and Johnny and Jimmy all hurt. And pretty much they're all getting angry. Sarah throws him out of the spa, which honestly, that whole entire thing, I didn't really find the spa thing really funny at all. Maybe back when I was younger, but really, when I re-looked at it, I was saying, well, it's kind of funny, but yeah, nothing really interesting for this one, like all many of the other scams. Of course, funny enough, Jimmy technically did a couple scams of his own in the series, but we're not here to talk about that. Nonetheless, he's pretty much now looking, and now he's even covered in more filth. And he goes to Wolf and everything. which Wolf can't hear him because he has giant potatoes in the ears, plus he's on a giant screwdriver trying to ask him if he can use the shower, but sadly he can't hear him because of the potatoes thing again. I don't even know what he was on, a big US radio that was digging underground? I don't know what you call that, but that's what I guess we're calling it. Anyway, nonetheless, he tries to talk to him, but sadly, since how high up he was, which in all honesty, I would be kind of like doing what the Wolf thing is doing, more than what Eddie is doing, Double D is doing, which sadly didn't work. He got caught in, and then he got swung around into what I hope is mud. But nonetheless, he gets out there and starts going insane, and then covering himself in filth, because shower, that he keeps spraying on the walls and everything, spelling with his own mud and everything. Gross as heck. Going insane, and then just lose it. His unconscious thing, which back then, when I was younger, when I was first watching this, I'm just thinking, what the heck, if there's a spirit? But nonetheless, I'm pretty much getting its conscious, which is now saying it. Now, pretty much, the conscious eventually leaves, and I can't stand this, which I did not find him going insane interesting at all. Anyway, he goes to Nas, and pretty much Nas sees him Double D. And what happened here is basically simple. He pretty much grabs the garbage she was taking out, and basically herself says, no offense to it, but you can go take a shower. And pretty much somehow that snaps Double D back to normal mode. Now, pretty much, back when I was little, they pretty much go to the shower, Nath leaves, and the shower curtains open to see a bunch of women's stuff. Now, basically, I didn't really get the joke back then, but I think I know what exactly it was now. But I'm not going to say it because kids are watching this. But nonetheless, pretty much, we don't see what happens after that, but what happens next is, Ed found him saying, I found him on Ness's lawn, Eddie. Either he was kicked out or he decided not to take a shower at all. Which I don't want to know what it was, but still. Anyway, nonetheless, Eddie and Ed pretty much put him in just some type of small tub, like a small swimming pool with water, and completely turns to mud. And I kind of feel sorry what's going to happen to him now. Now, pretty much, he is back to his old self, but I kind of now feel sorry for Double D, and he's already taken a shower and already up again, but still. Anyway, that's how the episode ends. Now, really, the only reason why I never liked this episode was just because, like I said before and everything, but it's kind of surprising, really. Double D was absolutely one of my favorite characters out of the other Eds, because I found him the most creative, more funny one. Well, not most funny, because really, I think that has to go for the other two Eds for funny, but he was like the most creative out of the others. Like, he was the one who was making all the scams work. I mean, sure, Eddie might have been coming up, but he's the one who was building them. Plus, there were some other episodes when they got more focusing on him, but since how come it was just mostly focusing on him and not the other two Eds, it was kind of boring, and plus, him just going insane was just boring. All the other characters, what they were doing, like I just said boring, but makes sense what each one was doing. Kevin wasn't in this, neither was the Kanker sisters. But still, this was just really generally the only episode from out the whole entire series I did not like. Now, there might have been some I found meh, but really, that's how close. They weren't bad. As a matter of fact, even if they were meh, I guess I would still like to watch them anyway. This episode, I just generally didn't like at all. Boring? Nothing. I mean, there were a few good jokes and everything, like in the beginning, and maybe some in the middle, like maybe how Double D with the Sarah thing, how he was able to trick her, keeping her trapped, but still. Nonetheless, though, if I had to give this a score, I'm pretty much giving this a 1 out of 10. Now, really, the reason why I say 1 out of 10 is because it's only being saved from a 0 just because there were just a couple things, but really, not that much, really, that I would want to keep seeing over and over again, unless there was more things to this episode. But nonetheless, that's pretty much the end of this. I hope you all did enjoy this. If you want to see more Ed and Eddie reviews of this, let me know and I'll discuss more. Anyway, I hope you all did enjoy this video. This is Church in Game 34, signing out. Until then, I'll see you all later. Bye!